Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to WRMN 1410 Out to Lunch segment. Matt McNeil has allowed me to take his spot right now because we got some real special guests. Not only very dear friends to me, but they're also my brothers, and my brothers with the Knights of Columbus. So I would like to introduce to you our Grand Knight, Rick McMahon, and the chairman for the Intellectual Disabilities Drive, Mike Colby. How you doing, guys?
Doing well.
Good. Glad you're able to make it out here.
Thanks for having us.
We're just glad that you're on here. We've had the Knights of Columbus from other areas here as well, but in particular, this is a special time of the year. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the Tootsie Roll Drive. It's the Tootsie Roll Drive. Well, you know what it really is? It's the Intellectual Disabilities Drive. And there's a lot of meaning behind all of this. They're supporting Little City, the Knights of Columbus, which is Holy Family, 11981. In fact, you could hear their mass on our website. If you go to live or if you go to videos, you'll see Holy Family Parish when they have every Sunday, the Sunday service. So that's another little plug we wanted to put out there so everybody knows. But Holy Family is a great organization where they are. The Knights of Columbus, rather, is a great organization. They're located in Inverness, but they surround and support a whole lot more than just the Inverness community. Knights of Columbus is national as well as global. And they are just a great fraternal organization. They've made the changes across the years, as they should have. And I'm proud to be a member. I'm now with the 4th degree, which is the military arm of the organization. And again, it is just nothing but good. You meet the best people. My best friends have come from the Knights of Columbus. And these are brothers that you have a problem, you don't even have to tell them you have a problem, and they start calling and coming. So, you know, that 11981, if you're interested, if anybody wants to be a part of it, just go to the website, which is KOC, right?
KFC11981.com.
So it's KOFC11981.com. That's the website for, you know, seeing what this organization, at least Holy Families, is all about doing in Inverness. But I got these guys on here, Michael and Rick, and they're going to have a few words here to tell us about what's going on. I set the stage for you guys. I know they call it the Tootsie Roll Drive, and we got a bag of Tootsie Roll Drives here, and they've got a campaign that they're going to be asking people to be a part of, but I'm going to let them explain it. So go ahead, guys. You're on.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hello, everybody. Once again, my name is Mike Colby. I'm the community director, which puts me in charge of the ID Drive. The purpose of the ID Drive is to raise funds and awareness for individuals that have intellectual disabilities. Like Dino had said previously, people know it as a Tootsie Roll Drive, but officially it is the Intellectual Disability Drive. And why we do it is to, like I said, raise awareness of the individuals that have a disability. All our money, 100% of the money that we're going to collect over the weekend of the 19th and 20th is going to Little City in Palatine, Illinois. Little City houses, has programs, and individuals that have disabilities, and some of the individuals are housed on campus in Palatine. However, a lot of people use the organization to help throughout the years, placing individuals in jobs, providing various types of training, so these people can be a healthy, important part of our society.
Correct. So let me ask you, Mike, is this Little City, do they house certain individuals there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what the total number is, but they literally have housing on their campus.
Okay, so they're able to, um, I don't know what the real word would be, but they do have education and they do work with the folks with intellectual disabilities to be able to maybe even survive on their own in a group home,
Yes, correct.
or could be even just
But even
survive.
if folks in the group homes come to the campus for additional training,
Okay,
you know, and what I like to tell people is when you think about COVID, when you think
get a little
about,
closer to your mic.
when you think about COVID and you think about the time we all spent alone in our homes, it gives you a good example of what it's like for these folks with intellectual disabilities to be isolated from the world.
Right.
You know, that the programs at Little City and other places like Gigi's and Ray Graham Association down south, they're filled with programs that bring these people together, make them feel, give them the feeling of their true worth in this society, and give them skills to interact with normal society. And you know, during COVID, you know, the example I was trying to give is that these folks were isolated, and a lot of the programs they were used to and the things that would have helped them to socialize more went away. And you know, if you talk to mental health experts, you'll hear that that time was detrimental to them because they weren't given feedback, they weren't allowed to excel, they weren't allowed to be out and about with people. And that's what they need to be. They need to be independent and out and about with people. You know, and, you know, like you would say, you know, other terms that were used. Well, those terms were because we treated people in the wrong way in the past.
Yeah, if they were different, if somebody was different, go on, you dumb retard, or you moron, go on, get away from
And
me.
they'd medicate them into a
Right.
state where they couldn't be themselves. And you know, from going to going to Gigi's
Absolutely.
and going to Little City, the amount of love and happiness and engagement you have with the residents or the people who work there, and really gives you a great feeling for what we're trying to do, you know, what we're trying to help.
Yeah, and most, they do fit in this world, and people need to understand that. This is not just our world. It's, you know, for just, we want to say the ones that aren't afflicted, but this is everybody's world. And we need to embrace them. We need to find a way to include them. And early detection, which I believe Little City is a part of as well, is very important. Right now, I found out my grandson is on the spectrum for the autism. So because it was caught early enough, what they're going to do now is their special classes, find out what it is, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, you know, little ADHD type thing. Who knows what it is? But the idea is, instead of casting these young adults off to the side, you know, get out of here. You know, we're talking with the adults. Understand that that's their cry for help, and they need to be helped. And organizations, like you said, Gigi's, of course, worked with them a long time. Little City, this is where it's at. So I think, yeah, we're on the right path here, making people understand, you know, what it is. Go
And
ahead.
understanding that the danger these folks face is not themselves, but the danger is the people around them, the people who declare to be not disadvantaged. You know, that we need to understand them, and you know, or like we go to the grocery store and one of those folks is bagging for us, is to understand and appreciate what they're doing. And to your grandson, you know, when you start looking at people like Elon Musk, who's got Asperger's, and other folks who have been on television, one of the ladies from Survivor was autistic, and how she achieved and became a PhD, you know, while having autism, you know, on the spectrum. And so,
Well, look at the Woja Waters, your granddaughter. She works for the state of Illinois, I believe in the, I can't think of what division.
Working in the, I believe, the correctional area.
Correct. She works in the
monitors-
correctional area, but she monitors the ankle bracelets. So because of, again, working with her and everybody taking interest in herself as well, and she's graduated from college, went to
She got a
college.
4-year degree.
She got
Law enforcement.
exactly, a 4-year degree. So they are like anybody else. You know, Tony Danza says, how do you treat somebody with a disability? Like a person, okay? And that stuck in my head for as long as I heard him say that. But listen, you guys stick around for a little bit, right? We're gonna just take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have my good friends over here, Rick McMahon, our Grand Knight of the 1181 Knights of Columbus, and the chairman, Michael Colby. So stay with us, and we'll be with you in
Loved one
just a
owns
few
gun.
short. And nothing but good things for people. That's the Knights of Columbus. And that's who we're with, Rick McMahon, and we're also with Mike Colby. So we're going to get back to our conversation because I know that they have a program that they're going to want to launch and explain to everybody. So let's get right back to our guys. Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to go over what we had spoke about before and why your support matters. It provides access to education for the individuals, community inclusion, supporting recreational and social initiatives that promote inclusion and make these individuals feel part of the community. It also gives caregiver support where it assists families and caregivers with resources that promote with resources, respite, and guidance. And then we have, it also provides employment opportunity where it provides vocational training and support and educational training. And last but not least, which is always important, is therapies and equipment for individuals that have the problems, have intellectual disabilities. And the drive, our drive starts on September 19th and 20th. You'll see in various communities, the individuals, our brother knights from the different chapters, they'll be out on the streets wearing the vest and having our pictures where you can give whatever you have in your cars. I know, unfortunately now, a lot of people don't carry cash. It used to be, especially even with something as small as toll money, where somebody would have a cup of $5, $6
Sure.
for tolls. That's not there anymore. So if you can, when you see somebody on the street corners, in front of various grocery stores, Jewel Food stores, allows us to have individuals from our store in Hoffman Estates, Palatine, goes from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So if you can,
And that's right on Palatine Road.
Palatine Road, just west of Holy Family, and if you can make an effort, well, I digress. Their thing that we're doing now is where you can use a QR code or the link.
In which I'm going to give all of those. And those of you watching on YouTube, very important, I'm going to switch over right now. And there's the actual QR code. So if you're watching right now and you put your telephone, no matter what phone you have, it could be an iPhone, it could be an Android, you put that phone right up to that square and can click the little yellow when it comes up. That'll direct you to how you could donate to those with intellectual disabilities. And another way you can, if you just want to do it on the website, it's K of C. So it's KOFC. There's a hyphen 11981 dot myshopify.com. So it's myshopify.com. And I tell you, it'll bring you right to the hand logo. That's right above it. Click on it, and you'll see it. But this is the way to do it. Even if you're driving in the car and get, man, I don't have no change, get out your phone. You know they're going to be on the corners. That's September the 19th and the 20th. So, real quick, roll down your windows. Will be in traffic. Click on there. If you have the loose change, Hey, everybody loves that money that jingles, but we love the money that folds. Isn't that how it goes? So let's do our part. Let's see what we can do. And if you'd like to talk to these two gentlemen, please do so. It's 847-931-1410 right here in the WRMN studio, which we are live here in Studio 14. So tell us, we've got about another 5 minutes till we go to a hard break. You have a couple other programs that are going on?
Well, outside of being on the corners and this business program, you've already talked about this.
Oh, yes.
And so beside that, we're also going to be in the narthex at Holy Family on the 21st, behind the counter, so parishioners can engage with us and talk with us and also make donations there. But going back to something you said a little bit ago, as I said on our website, that I was asked to do this ID drive probably about 15 years ago.
Okay.
I've been around a little bit less than you. I have 18 years this year. And, so I was asked to do this ID drive, and my answer to them was, I don't like asking for money.
And nobody does.
And really, it's a hard thing, or as,
Sure
as
is.
Danny DeVito called it in the movie, other people's money.
Right.
And so I went out there and I started walking the corner there of Roselle and Palatine, and I was heartwarmed by people who either held up the Tootsie Roll because they bought it from somebody else, or just wanted to say hello. Or a lot of people stop and they say thank you. I've donated like 3 times today, but I want to thank you for doing this. And then what's really touching is some people will stop and say that their grandfather was a knight, and they give us a donation because they want to honor their grandfather,
Sure.
or their dad, or and it's very, very touching to see that. And then some of our members, they tell their family members what corner they're going to be on, and they come through with their grandkids, and they donate with on your corner to you to show the kids that that's what we need to do to help people. There's a lot of warmth in this program, a lot of good warmth, and I think you get as much from it as you give to it when you're out on those street corners, other than the carbon monoxide, of course, going by you. But
Well, there's a guy, and I'll put it on. I could get it on screen here. Let me get it. Give me a second. The guy that really started all this is Father Michael J. McGivney. Actually, he's the Blessed. He's almost to the sainthood. So they call him Blessed. And the organization was started in August the 12th in Connecticut in 1852. And what the mission was very simple. He was to help the orphans and the widowed. And that's a thing that is first and foremost in our organization, is it not, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So Michael J. McGivney died at a young age, too, actually. And he started this organization because, times were different. We understand that. A lot of wartime and different things going on. But here's a man who had a vision, who started an organization. But again, it was to help others. It was to help those of indigency, so to speak. And it has evolved into something that is so big. And that's why I say, if you hear the Knights of Columbus, it's good. You don't even have to give it a second thought. If it's a project or a program that the Knights of Columbus are doing, man, it's nothing but good. You've got that plaque. Hold that plaque up. Is that a plaque that the business owners are going to get?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the outreaches that we're going to start this year is go to businesses and ask for donations to support the cost of the Tootsie Rolls. The Knights have to pay for the Tootsie Rolls. Each bag is like $25. What we're attempting to do this year is approach businesses and ask them to assist in purchasing the Tootsie Rolls. Our cost is $25 a bag, and with that, that's just the beginning. We have what we're going to be asking the businesses to do is either give donations of $25, $50, $75, or $100. With the $100 donation, we'll make this. You'll get a plaque just like this, and on the bottom of it, we'll have your business name on the bottom of it, and to show your customers that you're supporting our cause.
You know what, Mike? This music means we're at a hard break.
Okay.
Everybody, you're listening to WRMN 1410, and we have the Knights of Columbus here, 11981 from Inverness, and we're talking about intellectual disabilities. Don't go away, because there's more opportunities for us to talk.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought...
Hey, and we're back. This is WRMN 1410. We got some great guests in the studio. We have with us Rick McMahon and Michael Colby. And these gentlemen are here to talk about the Knights of Columbus. They're here to talk about the program that they have and just let you know what's out there. And the education of intellectual disabilities, we could make a show out of that for 4 hours. In fact, a couple times, this is not Mike's or Rick's first time in that seat. We did during the COVID, 2 years, I believe it was, and then we kept it up for a little bit. We did some live broadcasts where we raised quite a bit of money. But now we're able to be out on the streets, face to face, and let people know what this is all about. We're here to do the same. We're here to collect. And that's just what it is. Everybody, make no mistake, they're out there trying to fundraise, and they're out there doing some great things. This drive, which is the Tootsie Roll Drive, as everybody knows it as, or better yet, it is the Intellectual Disabilities Drive. And just a thing, so you're telling me each bag is $25?
I meant a box. There's a box,
Like a master case?
master case
Okay.
with four bags in it.
Oh, okay.
And that costs us $25.
So is that what you're asking people for?
Yeah.
The businesses?
Yes, and we also, I mean, if you can buy more than one box, you know, we'd appreciate it. Or if you can just make donations of $25, $50, $75, or $100. With a $100 donation, you will have a plaque like this made for you. You can put it in your office. You can put it in your storefront, and on the bottom it'll have your name of who donated the money.
Right. And, you know, one good thing, too, I always like to say about the Knights of Columbus, Knights of Columbus, they're a different kind of people. None of us are looking for our names engraved in anything. You know, maybe our legacy, hey, Rick McMahon did this, Mike Colby did that. It's always nice to have legacy because, like you said, my grandpa, you know, when you're collecting, he was the Knights of Columbus. It's nice to have that recognition. But a great thing about this organization, nobody is doing this for their name and lights. They're doing this drive to help intellectual disabilities. And as I said, there's so many other different things that they're involved in, and follow them. You know, it's KFC11981.com. That's the regular email address, or
Website.
internet website. If you want to donate, I'll put the piece up there for those that are watching the YouTube. But those of you that aren't, it's really simple. K of C, KOFC. You put a hyphen 11981 dot myshopify.com. Most of you that are listening to the show are used to these type of things, Shopify. Here's not too long ago, we did a lot of that type of stuff. Now we're just back to being community broadcasters. And this is why I'm glad we made the decision, because we have people in the community doing good things. And I'll tell you what, we'll sign up for, I'll take 4 cases.
That'd be great.
4 cases.
Really appreciate it.
Not doing it for the plaque, keep the plaque, but we'll do 4 cases, WR.
It's wonderful. It's a great
Okay.
start. We're starting, well, it's next week. The 19th and 20th is when we're on the street
Let us
corners.
be the first ones to get them from you. Happy to do it. Great organization. And again, so people understand, when you're and that's what we're doing, we're underwriting 4 cases. What this means is I'm not getting the Tootsie Rolls. Now, they'll have a couple in their pocket.
Although we could give you a bag to snack on.
Yeah. You know, if you'd like to have one or something like that, or you got something going on, sure, they'll be happy to give you a Tootsie Roll. Especially, you got a $100 guy that's going to give a $100 donation. Now they're going to give it a plaque. They'll give you some Tootsie Rolls. That's not a problem. But it's the fact that it reduces the cost so that the most amount of money can be directed to intellectual disabilities. So that's why we're asking the community to get involved, those of you that are listening. And we're also going to give you a copy of this to put on your website and social media so people reach all the people that you reach, all your friends.
And all our donations are going local to Little City, which is in Palatine on Algonquin Road.
And is that something that's staying always Little City, or are you going to go around? Because I know Little City is right adjacent to Inverness,
Right.
and I think they're even unincorporated, but they call them Palatine.
Well, the reason we went to Little City was that they were in our community, and we wanted to connect our parish with an organization that was in our community. And, and Gigi's is also in our community, but we were trying to create the connection between the people who are actually in our community and helping one individual organization. But, really, we've worked with so many, Gigi's, and I don't know if you're aware, but there's a place called Ray Graham Association.
Right.
And they're down in the south suburbs, and they actually provide horse riding for the folks, to teach them how to ride horses, how to keep a farm, and things like that. But they're all doing wonderful work, but they need a lot of help. Like, for example, they can't afford a lot of landscaping. They can't afford when the leaves come down to move the leaves. Their buildings need paint in some cases. And so, and from current funding cuts and the way taxes have changed and donations have changed, that the need to help these organizations has only gotten larger. A lot of these organizations aren't getting the funds they used to get, so it's very important that we all look at them. And maybe also, if you'll grant me that, I'd like people to think about that one person in your life that had an intellectual disability or neurological disadvantage, as I sometimes call it.
Yeah, I'm understanding that they're going to try and make another transition
Well, it's just a lot
that
of,
encompasses more people.
well, there's a lot of stigma with some terms, and so sometimes the term changes just to get rid of stigma. But the idea being is we all know somebody who's been afflicted by one level or one spectrum or one situation, that if you could picture that person and the kind of help they can get or the kind of training they can get and the wonderful life they can have, it makes it pretty easy to support this cause. It makes it pretty easy to support Little City. It makes it pretty easy to understand that teamwork, that socialization, that independent living.
Just the interaction
It means so
that,
much.
that they're getting from trained personnel. And like anything else, trained personnel does not come free. Over at Gigi's, there's no cost to anybody. Anybody that brings their child there that maybe needs to be tested or they feel they need to be in one of the programs, there's no cost to them at all. And that's the beauty of this. $1, $5, $10. We're not asking, if you're in the position that could give bigger money, please do so. But this is a time that, even young kids could get involved in this. A little bit of their allowance money. Talk to your parents and say, hey, you know what? I know my allowance, God knows what allowances are today. But I know I used to get $5 and $10. And I say, hey, look, I want to give a couple dollars to charity. When you give to a charity, it comes back to you. And I believe in that so much. I think whatever we give, we get returned tenfold. I mean, the blessings that you receive by giving to folks with intellectual disabilities. And there's a difference between the mental health crisis that's going on right now and intellectual disabilities. Like you're saying, Rick, sadly, sometimes the two of them, they'll end up colliding. And it's like, oh, well, another guy with, mental illness. Okay, let's get him help. All right, yeah, get him evaluated. And they get the shuffle. We're trying to avoid getting the shuffle. So by making the awareness, and again, by Little City being attached to Holy Family Parish, that's a good thing. Because now it becomes more personal. It's close by. We've already introduced Gigi's to our parish. Now it's Little City's time. Give them a little bit to say, okay, how can we assist? What can I do to help? And that's really what this is all about. We're asking for everyone's help.
And your donations are going to something that you can actually see. A lot of times when you donate money to a bigger organization, it's just something that's out there. There's dozens of nationwide organizations that we donate to. But Little City, you can actually drive by there, go in there, and maybe if you have time, volunteer. See what kind of if they need help. If you're part of an organization, either in school or at a different church, and you need to have, if you're looking to spend time to donate time and effort to individuals.
And they're located, little city. It's right on Algonquin, and it would be just to the just to the west of Roselle Road. And they got this.
1760
Okay.
Algonquin Road.
There you go, 1760 Algonquin Road, and I'm telling you, it's a nice facility. They used to have little group homes on site, and again, I'm not sure if that's still.
They still do.
Okay, so they do. In fact, if I remember, not too long ago, we supported a what did he call it when the Boy Scouts, that top thing, Eagle.
Eagle Scout.
We supported an Eagle Scout to do a sitting porch for Little City. Do you guys remember that? I remember.
time ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years ago, minimum. At least 10 years
More
ago.
recently, we've actually members of the Knights of Columbus from Holy Family and other groups involved in Holy Family went there and we painted their main building.
Nice.
And in a different life, I used to paint houses, and I was able to teach this one individual that was so excited about, being able to hold a paintbrush and showed him how to do it in a roller. And he called me a couple times afterwards, and we talked, we exchanged ideas, and it's a good feeling. And because you're literally helping somebody out.
Yeah. You giving of your time like that is really better than any monetary donation that you've ever received. Not that you don't need the money. Yes, Knights of Columbus is collecting funds to help folks with intellectual disabilities. But say you have an interest and you would like to, maybe go over to Little City and partner with the Knights of Columbus. Is there a phone number they could call, or just want to call the website?
Just check the website. I mean, with Little City.
But if they wanted to have a contact direct with the Knights of Columbus.
Oh, they can
give me a call.
they can give me a call. My telephone number is 630-291-4175, or you can email me. Actually, emailing would be better. I recently retired, and I was tied to that cell phone for a long time, so oftentimes I don't answer it.
That's okay.
But my email is mcolby_Chicago@yahoo.com. Once again, it's mcolby_Chicago@yahoo.com.
Very good. Excellent. And that's an opportunity, folks. You want to walk away with that good feeling. I've done it over at Gigi's. Gigi's has a cafe over there that individuals with, that are struggling with the intellectual disabilities, they run the whole kitchen, the whole coffee shop. And here's a place too, Little City. I've seen them have different festivals out in the parking lot, and I've stopped at them. That big wagon wheel the last storm, I think, took a hit.
Okay.
That old like fruit cart that they had in front of the place.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I think that took a hit.
Right.
So, it's they're known. Little City's a great organization, and any organization you give to, it's important to give to. I'm going to once again, those of you on the YouTube, there's the QR code. The whole world is a QR code today. We have to get with the technology. So put your phone on there, put it to the camera mode. Go on there, and you just, once you see that yellow piece light up, hit the photo button, and then boom, it'll connect you right to the website. And those of you that are more old school, like these two old birds I got in the studio with me, that would be KOFC with a hyphen 11981.myshopify.com. myshopify.com. Mike Colby has graciously put out his phone number there, as well as his email. Reach out there, and definitely a good opportunity for you to see what intellectual disabilities are all about.
I'm not technically advanced as Rick and some of the other guys, but if they just Google KFC 11981, our website would pop up, and then there will be a link, or
There's a button on the front of our website that says dues or KFC merchandise, and you click on that button, it takes you to the same place.
Okay. So just 11981, Knights of Columbus, 11981. Add Inverness, add 11981. It'll all direct you to the same thing. Google is an amazing thing. It has the stuff that, we always want to get the answers to. Sometimes it's not always the truth. But when you're dealing with the Knights of Columbus, I can't tell you enough. Again, it's good. It's all good stuff. And this is definitely a program, that's going to make you feel good for donating. So, Rick, how long have you been the Grand Knight over there now?
This is beginning of my second year.
You enjoying it?
Yes, but I did retire, and I hope to spend more time retired.
There you go. it's a calling to be a member of the Knights of Columbus. But when you're a member of the Knights of Columbus, your whole family is a part of that. Would you not agree?
Mm-hmm.
And I've experienced that anyhow. And there's a lot of different fundraisers that we do. You guys have a cafe?
We have a cafe at the last Sunday of every month.
And tell a little bit, what's that all about?
Actually, we have one coming up on September 28th, Sunday.
Okay.
And our cafes are normally dedicated to supporting different causes, either in the parish or causes like Little City or St. Joseph's Home or the Stepping Stones Foundation.
Great organization.
Great organization. And so we serve breakfast normally to a little less than 200 people every Sunday, every last Sunday of the month. And our parishioners, our small Christian communities, come in to support us, have a good breakfast, sit around for a couple hours and talk. And so we're not just providing breakfast, we're providing
Friendship.
community,
Community fellowship.
fellowship,
Right.
the ability to discuss life. And that's really happening really well. As a matter of fact, a lot of times breakfast is over and they're still talking, they're still
Yeah.
going. So it's a wonderful experience.
Tables are set for 10, and so many times I see it's set for 10, then two more people, hey, come over here, sit with us. So you'll add a chair, and now you got 12, and then you end up with 14. And like, Rick was saying, after they've had their meal, they're still talking, enjoying the coffee, enjoying the conversation. And that's because, if you're looking for a home, it's a Catholic church. You don't have to be Catholic to go there, but it's 2515 Palatine Road. It's a Holy Family Catholic community. And Father Terry, I'll tell you what, welcoming, just a gentleman. He has been here, God, how many years now?
I want to say since 2010.
Yeah,
And he's from the Palatine area. He went to
100%.
school at St. Vitus
right?
and graduated from Nebraska. But he's a local guy.
Wasn't he a Nebraska Hall of Famer or something like that?
He just played ball for them.
Played
Okay.
basketball.
Yeah.
But he's one of their top starters.
Yeah.
I know he did well.
And if I could get back to the breakfast just for a
Go right
moment,
ahead.
it's not a continental breakfast. It's a full sit-down breakfast. You start off with, there's pancakes, which I make. We got secret ingredients, and the kids just love it. And then you go to eggs, scrambled. They make, we still making omelets?
Make omelets,
Make omelets. And then you have bacon and pork sausage links, and also fruit,
diced ham,
diced ham and fruit.
and also the secret ingredients to the cheesy potatoes.
Ah,
We have trays of cheesy potatoes that everybody loves, and we don't share the ingredients.
We had last week, someone came up to one of the servers and said, "What's the secret ingredient in those pancakes? My kids never eat my pancakes." And because
don't tell nobody.
because I am the pancake maker, it's chocolate. It's
See.
so you
ruined it.
just add, if you're making them at home for the kids, just add a teaspoon of
Malto meal or
malted meal or
Chocolate powder you're talking about.
chocolate powder.
Right.
And depending on how much you're making, just put it in there, and kids love it.
Go easy on the powder because it could darken them up.
Yeah.
And they goes, ew, I'm not going to eat that. Yeah, kids are. No, that's great. See, now you were able to get a special ingredient. Now, I know the potatoes aren't out for discussion. The potatoes aren't good for your waist, but they're good to the tummy. They taste good. So you take a smaller portion. You don't have to
take a
have
smaller portion.
fill the whole plate, and or back off of the other stuff and take a bigger portion.
and we even have biscuits and gravy too.
Oh my gosh! I know that you do the cutting of John cuts the ham, right?
Yeah, the day, and it's all baked. It's wonderful. It's in that honey
That's
sauce.
It's real live ham. That's bone ham.
It's made, and it's all made on site. We have a commercial kitchen, and there's usually close to 10 to 12 individuals cracking 50 dozen. I think we go through like 50 dozen eggs.
And there is no place in this area that you can get a full adult breakfast for $12.50 that includes all of that food
And
as
you've
much
got,
as you want.
and the beverages. You've got
Right.
coffee, you've got tea if you want it,
Good.
hot water, you got
Right.
chocolate
Juice,
milk,
milk, chocolate milk.
juices, you name it. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a great organization. John Posh still heading that up.
Yes, he is.
And then Jim Posh's brother, he's the one that does the carving. They were both butchers at one part of their life. And then Jim went on to become an electrician, and John a glazer. Great guys. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is what you get with the Knights of Columbus. You get a group of guys that they come from all other areas. I'll even tell what Mike used to do. Mike was with the federal government with Homeland Security. And, you know, you would think, really? And we're going to have that square guy working with us? But he's not. He's a regular guy. You got a guy, Rick McMahon, the Grand Knight. He worked for FedEx. And you talk about a guy that's organized. Just like the FedEx program, that's how, I called you Mike, didn't I? That's how Rick does the programs when he lays them out. And he's good. Sometimes Rick's a little soft-spoken, and he says he's soft-spoken. But when he gets involved in something and he's a part of a program, the program's laid out wonderfully. We've been having a blood drive at Holy Family for years. I don't think the numbers have been as large of donators as they are. And that's another program. You'll see a blood drop that Rick's wife made. Did she not?
She did.
And she also made a Tootsie Roll.
And she also made the costume for St. Teresa, too. They're using
my
the
God.
same blood drop. Yeah.
I
she's-
can't imagine you dressed up as St. Teresa.
Well, you know, we've been trying to work with St. Teresa, so we.
That's okay. I'm only playing. But yeah, everybody pitches in. If there's a need, boom, everybody jumps in and does it. I've been a part of these cafes for many, many years. And it's something that you'll want to experience. And like you said, he's got the one coming up September the 28th. What are the hours on it now? I know things change a little bit.
It starts at 8:30 and goes. Excuse me, my morning allergies are kicking in.
It's okay.
8:30 till
11.
11.
Okay. And that's over at Holy Family, 2515 Palatine Road. You'll have a chance to even meet maybe Father Terry. But, you know, I want to get back to the real reason why we're here. We're here to support intellectual disabilities. Lots of you know it as the Tootsie Roll Drive. And you can call it that if that's what you want to call it. But really what it is, it's supporting intellectual disabilities. I'm asking everybody to get behind it. WRMN, we just purchased 4 cases. I'm sure they're going to collect before they walk out. I've seen these 2 guys. Mike still has his badge, so I got to watch it. And you're going to see the vest that you could see in the back of the screen over there. And that's what they wear on the corners. Some out in the suburbs by Hoffman Estates, Inverness, Palatine, they still allow street corner solicitation. They do it in a safe manner, and it's a good program. Best of luck, brothers. 11981, Holy Family, Knights of Columbus. I'm glad you guys were here today. Are there any last-minute comments you'd like to make?
Worst case scenario, come and visit the church. We're very progressive. You'll enjoy it. And you actually have a good time at Mass.
Yeah, Father Terry Keehan, great guy, and we have other guest pastors that come along. How about you? You got a couple more minutes.
Well, no, just thanks for plugging our cafe, and so hopefully my voice will not be a frog in a little bit, but sorry for that. But please support the Intellectual Disabilities Drive, no matter what corner you're at, no matter which Knights group is at the corner. Just please help.
Support the Knights of Columbus. They're all for one. Thank you very much, everybody. Be listening to WRMN, talking to the Knights of Columbus,
Kick off your weekend with
11981
a
in
little
Denver.
flair.